if Miami keeps losing, they can move Tyreek Hill and get picks. And Chris Greer's been their GM for a long time. Their roster's not good enough. I mean, if the Cowboys can move Micah Parsons, then you know Miami can move Tyreek Hill. And my takeaway is keep your eye on Philadelphia and A.J. Brown. The last 20 games, nobody has run the ball more than Philadelphia. The soul of the offense is Saquon Barkley, the O-line, and Jalen Hurts. I would argue they use tight ends about as effectively as everybody else. So right now, Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts have come out to publicly say, I know he only had one target. We are very proud of A.J. Brown for understanding it was just one of those kooky games where we didn't throw to a wide receiver. But one target, to me, to A.J. Brown feels very much like the Randy Moss, New England, Miami game. It's not about catches. They didn't even target him. So here is A.J. Brown on Sirianni and Jalen Hurts sending him flowers saying, hey, man, we appreciate you understanding you only got one catch.
Oh, I didn't like it. I'm not, honestly. I mean, it's cool to make an example out of it, but I'm not in it for participation trophies. I'm cool. I'm cool on that. I'm not answering. That's a setup question. I'm not answering that. I'm going to be honest about it. I'm not answering that. But I'm going to focus on myself. I'm like my effort and what I do.
So, and just remember, New England needs a number one. New England was slow, sluggish, and deliberate in week one offensively. Mike Vrabel has worked with A.J. Brown, right? And remember, New England's a very young team, right? They're a pretty young team because they're going to, the draft picks are going to play. So they're going to have a lot of young starters. What they don't necessarily need is draft picks. Right? What they need is somebody that can come in and produce. Because that offense, Drake May's young, right? Like young players are going to have a better chance to play for New England than a more established team with star players. So I think A.J. Brown in New England is in play. I think A.J. Brown and Tyreek Hill to Kansas City is in play. Greg Cosell came on earlier and said they just don't have dependable intermediate routes in Kansas City. Well, is that going to change? They didn't have him last year. And Rashee Rice is still 5 weeks away. And Xavier Worthy is now hurt. So and again, if Dallas would give up Micah Parsons right before the season, don't be shocked if A.J. Brown and Nick Sirianni is saying all the right stuff. Nick says, we're gonna get him the ball this week.
There's no secret about it. We always want to get the ball to 6 and 11, and we're always trying to. And so, we'll do an even better job as coaches trying to make sure that happens. But what I do think, and that obviously starts with me, but what I do think that we were on offense was very efficient. The ball was moving forward consistently.
I think what's also very clear is since last year's bye week, nobody has thrown the ball less than the Philadelphia Eagles. So remember, A.J. Brown only had 3 receptions in the Super Bowl against Kansas City. This offense has changed, and they just doubled down on it because they just made a trade for Tank Bigsby, the power running back from Jacksonville. So it tells me that Howie Roseman, and they went and got another receiver right before the season. So it feels like Howie Roseman, who is much more proactive than reactive, and they went and got Dotson last year as the A.J. Brown drama was surfacing in the locker room. So it feels like to me, Howie Roseman, why is he making all these moves in mid-August? And by the way, why did he give up a 5th and a 6th rounder for Tank Bigsby? My first takeaway on that, a 5th and a 6th for a backup running back? Does Howie Roseman believe, because I'm going to get a 5th and a 6th back if I move A.J. Brown or more? That was one of those rare Howie Roseman moves. I'm like, whoa, dude. And I know people who have negotiated with Howie. He likes to win the trade like everybody else. I thought a 5th and a 6th was, by Howie standards, more than gracious. Does he know he's going to get draft picks back? Just a thought.
Colin, can I challenge you a little bit on this?
All right, fine.
So what do you let me just remind you, when the Eagles acquired A.J. Brown, they got a 1st and it looks like a 4th round pick, 18th overall and 101st overall. And then they had to pay him. And they got to 2 Super Bowls with him. Okay. What's a reasonable expectation if the Patriots called that you think it would take to acquire A.J. Brown?
Second round pick.
No. What? Come on, man. So the reason that
I gotta
the
pay him.
Eagles offense,
I have to pay him.
Actually, he's under contract. There's an out after 26. So he still has basically 1 year left before you can get off his contract. So you don't definitely have to pay him.
I would give up a second and a fifth.
Okay. So the problem with the Eagles, if you lose A.J. Brown, everybody is just going to play zone defense against you. Right now, you have to play a lot of man.
Time out. I'm going to have two excellent backs, the best O-line, a quarterback that runs. They use the tight end as effectively as anybody in the sport. Dotson, Donovan Smith. That is still top 3 in the league in offensive components. Devontae Smith is a 1.
Wait, did you say Dotson? Come on, man. He's not good.
No,
Devontae Smith is a 1? If you mean by like 1, a 100-pound wide receiver, I don't know. He's a solid 2. But I do think A.J. Brown, you can't play man defense against him. He is unstoppable against man because he's so fast and strong.
They don't throw the ball to him. In their last 2 games, three receptions in the Super Bowl, 1 target.
Well, the Super Bowl game script, they were up to like 3 touchdowns most of the way. So
Since the bye, they throw the ball fewer times than anybody in the league, including teams with bad quarterbacks.
I'll just say this.
Bigsby's acquisition tells me they want to double down on the run game.
Well, they do. Will Shipley, the backup, who's good, had some kind of rib injury. He's going to be out for a minute. But, Colin, I don't even think they'd be number 2 in the NFC if you trade A.J. Brown. I think they fall significantly. Like, they acquired him, and he was a linchpin to getting to 2 Super Bowls.
If I said 5 most important Eagles, I would say Saquon 1, Hurts 2, Jalen Carter 3.
Lane Johnson, maybe?
I would say the 2 tackles, 4 and 5. I'm not even considering, and I would argue, he's not a top 5 crucial player for them.
Okay, so hold on. Last year, he missed a game. I think it was the Tampa Bay game. And they had no offense. They got smothered in Tampa. Like, they need A.J. Brown. Without him, they are definitely not elite in the NFC. I don't even know that they're an 11-win team without, maybe not even 10. He is that significant to them. And look what happened when he left Tennessee. They fell off a cliff.
Tennessee didn't have any Saquon Barkley. They didn't have Jalen Hurts. They didn't have that offensive line.
A.J. Brown, I would not.
They didn't have Devontae Smith.
So I always thought the most valuable non-quarterback in the NFL was Christian McCaffrey. But I may have found somebody that's even more valuable. A.J. Brown's impact on Jalen Hurts' career, including the playoffs. When A.J. Brown is connected and playing with Jalen Hurts, he is Patrick Mahomes. He's 28-8. He'll get to Super Bowls. When A.J. Brown's not there, he is slightly better than Justin Fields with the same passer rating. It's insane. Basically, Jalen Hurts wins like Mahomes with A.J. Brown. Remember, A.J. Brown as a rookie went to Tennessee. They were number 1 seed. 1,000 yards rookie. He left. They've never been the same franchise. Philadelphia scores 28 points when A.J. Brown's on the field.
Don't trust these NFL analysts because they're flip-floppy when it comes to their opinions and they don't really follow the team. If he was following the team, he would know that A.J. Brown has been dealing with a hamstring injury all training camp and they put him out as a decoy versus the Cowboys. Without the A.J. Brown 4th and 5th slant against the Rams in the playoffs, we don't win the Super Bowl. A.J. Brown helped us against the Chiefs by bullying Trent McDuffie all night. The offense looked very high-flying last week 1 versus the Packers, but then when A.J. Brown was out week 2, week 3, and week 4, the offense became completely stagnant. If you like that video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow, hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments about how you feel about what Colin said. How do you feel about the Eagles after the wild week 1 win? And yeah, go Birds.